attendees would like to know, how do you see any ways to keep parish advocacy on behalf of the environment from being seen as strictly political activity? Do you have any tips for Jim on that?
Well, Jim, that's a very good, challenging question. I think that, like a number of issues today, they have become highly charged issues. I don't want to use almost the word politicized, because politics is about the kind of give and take of how we as a society shape the common good, but they have become highly charged. And that's why I think one of the ways of approaching this within a parish is to try to put it in more of a prayerful context, to try to get people, if possible, to look at what their local environment is, because that can tend sometimes at least to be a little bit less charged. I mean, everyone can kind of know about, in my case, the pollution about the Chesapeake Bay, the diminishment of wildlife and so forth, and it doesn't take away all the chargedness, but can help some. But I think this putting it in a more prayerful context, a context of a basic kind of Catholic teaching, if you will, doesn't eliminate it, but I think can help put it in a context. Otherwise, I think it does begin to look like, as I said, one more issue out there, and then the sides start to line up, and it can quickly become problematic. And I think also, just in terms of when we look at whatever the problems are, to try to look at it as, quote, objectively as possible, to try to get as much data and so forth, so that it doesn't just become advocacy from one group or another.
A lot of our attendees are wanting to know if you have a tip on just like the first thing that you would do in a parish, or that a parish could do,